You know, one thing that you get a lot of when you have a gun channel that has any level of success whatsoever is you get a lot of emails and a lot of questions from viewers. And they're not always what I would call fans, because some of them are downright mean or rude. Now, I don't want to give the impression that I like to respond to people that are mean to me, like I somehow get off on that or something. But, whatever turns your crank. But I do want to answer one really rude letter I got recently, because it is very, I guess, specific, and it's very relevant to a situation I recently faced, so I want to answer the letter. Now, the letter here is pretty long, so I'm going to have to read it from an actual piece of paper here, because I don't want to, paraphrase them or anything. I want to actually read what they said. So let's get started here. It says, "Dear Yankum Marshall." I haven't heard that before. That was kind of my nickname in junior college, by the way. First off, I want to say you suck. Secondly, I need to see if you actually know anything or if you are all talk. Well, I can say right now, mostly talk. But I do know some things, But I know if you stick your finger in, never mind. Although you and I are very different, I am not a shitbag libtard like you, and he's got this in parentheses, and I am much younger and much better looking, which I know bothers someone like you who is obsessed with their appearance. Where do people get that shit from? I've heard that from more than one person. I'm obsessed with my appearance because I like pretty guns or something. I'm like, where do you get that shit from? I mean, you people can see me, right? This isn't radio. You can see me in most of my videos. In most of my videos, I am like some bird shit in my hair away from looking like a homeless person. So I don't know where people get that I'm obsessed with my looks. But let's see here. Where do I have this? It says, we do have some similarities, especially when it comes to carry guns. I by far prefer revolvers in .357 Magnum as my everyday carry. He breaks his paragraphs in weird places here. Another thing we have in common is damaged hands. I do have damaged hands. I have arthritis really bad in my hands, my elbows. Although mine are damaged from years of sports injuries and a degenerative medical condition, not from jacking off all comers in a truck stop men's room. It isn't all comers. I've got standards. You do something once. One time you take all comers, then you get a reputation. Because of this condition, like you, I am no longer able to handle the sharp snappiness of a .357 Magnum at the range. Oh, you're a pussy. Yeah, that's what it is. Most gun guys I ask tell me to shoot .38 Special at the range, but I like to practice. It just says but like. I think he means but I like to practice with what I carry, and I cannot go to .38 Special because I do not think it is powerful enough for EDC. Also, I do not like shooting .38 Special. It is just a hair shy of being one of those cheap pussies shooting 22s at the range. Okay, that I kind of agree with. I think he got that from one of my videos because I pretty much say the same thing. I can handle the recoil of my larger 44 mag guns better than the snappier .357, but I think 44 mag is overkill. Well, I'm going to disagree that I don't think 44 Magnum is overkill. But I can understand where a lot of people think that. And I do agree that I can handle 44 Magnum better than I can handle shooting .357 at the range, too. I can shoot a box of 44 Magnum and be okay. But if I shoot a box of .357 Magnum, I'm shot for about a week. It's just very sharp. I don't know if a lot of people have a lot of experience with .357 Magnum. But it's a very specific and sharp, painful recoil, especially in smaller revolvers. Where was I here? Okay, so here is my challenge. Help me find a new carry gun. It has to be a revolver since my balls don't hit the toilet water yet, so I cannot just give up and start carrying a 1911 like you have done. I didn't give up. I just got old, which is like what he means by the balls hitting the toilet water part. I want to be able to shoot at least a 150 grain bullet and achieve at least 500 pounds. I assume he's not meaning he wants to reach 500 pounds, or I'm going to say, just eat hoagies and donuts all the time. I think he means like 500 foot-pounds of pressure from the round, which makes sense because that's kind of a good cutoff for self-defense rounds. It is above what you can get out of 38 Special, so he's right, 38 Special wouldn't really help him much. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Size is not a big factor as I live in a very cold climate, ND, I don't know what that, and work at a job that allows me to carry, but I do not like an excessively heavy gun since I am not as fat AU, and I guess he means as you, and don't use an industrial strength belt and suspenders. I don't wear suspenders. I usually carry outside waistband and leather holster. I don't wear suspenders. And my belt is not industrial strength. It is the standard gun belt that Core Essentials sells for their trackline belt. Although I do kind of wear out a lot of other belts, but these ones do pretty good. I am not as prissy as you, so it does not have to be shiny. It just have to be quality. So, do you have any options for me, or are you all talk and no knowledge like James Yeager says? Oh, that's a nice way to end it. You know they're just trying to get my goat when they add that, because no one listens to James Yeager. I don't even think... I did find out the other day he's still alive. That surprised me, but no one listens to him. And it's signed Big Tyler P, which I kind of think this is Tyler Perry. Big Tyler P. So I'm kind of taking this seriously, not just because they were abusive to me, like I kind of like, but they were, I might be choosing Mattia's next gun. Might appear in the next movie, you never know. And then it says NDFS 2016 to present, don't know what that means. But, I wanted to address this because, I recently had to go through choosing a different carry gun when I couldn't handle 357 Magnum anymore without hurting. So I want to answer this question because basically what he's asked me to do, since he's not older, is just pick a perfect revolver, for pussies. Because of his condition. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's got a degenerative condition and you're not being considerate of that. I am being very considerate of his condition, and that condition is that he has a vagina. So I'm going to help him choose a gun to go along with that vagina. Now, I'm not being offensive to anyone out there that has a natural vagina. I'm not saying anything bad about women. I know women that can shoot better than me and handle bigger guns than me. I'm not even judging people that have an artificial vagina. If you've got a brand new mangina, I don't care. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, theoretical vaginas that some guys have. That's the only thing I'm slamming here. So I actually have thought about this before. So if you want to stick to a revolver, I do have some suggestions for you. If you want to stay in that 500 and a little bit above maybe power range, one good option is to take one of your 44 Magnum guns, which I assume you have since you said you can shoot them better at the range, and carry 44 Special in it. 44 Special will give you that type of bullet you want, the weights you're wanting, and even heavier, and give you that 500 foot-pounds of force that you're wanting. And a lot of them even a little bit more. Some of them up to like 600, 650, depending on what round you get. So that would meet all your needs. So I was thinking maybe, okay, just whatever you've got, 44 Magnum, that would be fine. I would recommend, there's two guns I would really recommend. One of them is a carry comp, if you can find one used. Put 44 Special in that and you're ready to go. But I would say my number one suggestion for a carry gun, since you said you don't like a lot of weight, that isn't going to be super abusive, but still a revolver, and is an amazing carry gun, would be the Smith & Wesson 329. That gun is amazing. This gun here is an awesome gun. I love mine. And I have actually considered going to shoot 44 Special in this, going to carrying 44 Special and carrying this gun because I love revolvers so much. But in the warm weather, the 1911s carried easier. But maybe in the winter now, I'll go back to this. But you don't know. But I would say that was a great option for you. Any gun that's 44 Special would be a great carry gun for someone like you that has compromised hand strength but still wants to stick to a revolver and wants to shoot at the range what they carry and wants what they carry to be powerful enough, wants it to be that 500 foot-pounds and above. But as I was thinking about that, I actually started thinking about something else you could carry. Something that would work very well. And that is, instead of taking a 44 Magnum and going to 44 Special, get a round that a lot of people overlook. Buy a handgun. You make it sound like you're willing to buy a new handgun. So buy a new handgun in a caliber that a lot of people overlook, and that is 45 Colt. Now, you can get the 45 Colt anywhere in that 500 foot-pounds to 600 foot-pounds range, and you can even get it up to 1,000 foot-pounds if you want something snappier. Maybe you're going out camping or something. So I think 45 Colt would be the way to go, or long Colt as some people call it. And when I was thinking about what guns would be good to carry that are 45 Colt, the one gun that really jumped out to me was the Ruger Red Hawk in 45 Colt. They make some really great Ruger Red Hawks in 45 Colt. And if you wanted to, you could even go to a Vaquero or a Black Hawk. I mean, I got no problem with carrying a single action gun. If you want to carry a single action gun, I say go for it. Wouldn't be my first choice, but go for it. If you like the way they feel or like the way they shoot, I love single action guns. Maybe a good 45 Colt single action gun from Ruger would be good for you. But the Red Hawk would still be my first choice as a carry gun in 45 Colt. But then I start thinking, well, that gun might be a little bit too heavy. It's still an option for you. If you don't think that gun's too heavy, because it's not all that heavy. It's not a huge revolver. It's not like a giant Black Hawk or something. So that would be my number one suggestion. But if that one is a little too heavy, I do have one other gun that I think would work great for someone like yourself. Now, it is a little bit lighter weight, so it is going to bear more recoil, but like I said, you can get the 45 Colt in that 500 foot-pound range, and that really won't give you a lot of recoil in this size of a gun. And then if you think you can handle it, you can go up to higher, like I said, up to 1100 even. And this gun is going to be a gun a lot of people think of as just a novelty, and no one would actually use one of these. And I agree with them when it comes to 410 shells, and this gives you a hint of what it is. But when it comes to shooting 45 Colt, I think these guns are awesome. I have the Taurus versions, and I think they're awesome. My little Public Defender is awesome. But the gun I'm going to recommend to you, since you said you want quality, which means you might not like Taurus, is the Smith & Wesson Governor. The Smith & Wesson Governor is basically a Smith & Wesson version of the Taurus Judge. So it's the same type of gun, but I think it actually is made a little bit better, and it's lightweight. It has an alloy frame. So the stainless steel model with the stainless cylinder has a lightweight frame, which makes it very easy to carry. It's a large enough gun that it can actually absorb a lot of recoil and be gentle on delicate hands like yours, and mine too. But it's still big enough that it's going to give you that power you need when you need it. And you can carry different, like I said, levels of 45 Colt in it. So there you have it. There are my options for you. Everything from 45 Colt single action revolvers to 44 special in your 44 Magnums, like the 329 would be a perfect carry gun. But I think the perfect carry gun for a pussy like you, and probably a pussy like me, would be the Smith & Wesson Governor loaded up with 45 Colt.